The following program has been rated PG-13.
What's up, family? We have to have a talk. And this is one of those talks where all the gloves are off and all jokes aside. Now, I'm not sure if you are familiar with a show that's coming out called Cracka. Now, first off, I don't want to give this show any publicity. I don't want to promote it in any way, shape, form, or fashion, because to tell you right off the bat, I am not a fan of the show or the idea of it. And you'll find out why. Now, with that being said, there's going to be so many of you out there that's going to say, oh, well, look at this. He don't want to see us progress. He's a coon. Shut up. No, that is not the case. I am going to show you how our enemy works. I'm going to show you that the introduction of this show was an agenda-based plant to harm and destroy our people. By the end of this, you will see why I am against this show. And I do this here to bring forth knowledge and information to our people. Because why? What did the Most High said? He said, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And I want to make sure that you have that knowledge, that I convey and extend that very same knowledge to you as well. Because they took this and they dressed this up to make it look so good. But I'm going to show you here that this is a very, very wicked plan that they are using to hurt us. Now, I'm going to show you something here. I'm going to read something to you, actually. I'm not sure if you're familiar with a gentleman by the name of G.W.F. Hegel. If you're not familiar with him, he was an elitist. He was a philosopher who came up with a strategy for the elite governments in order to be able to control their governments. And he introduced this strategy, and they have been using it ever since. They are using this here right now. I want to read this to you here really fast. I want to show you this because you must know the enemy's tactics. Now, what this is called is the Hegelian dialectic. I'm going to read this to you. An interpretive method originally used to relate specific entities or events to the absolute idea in which some assertable proposition, thesis, is necessarily opposed by an equally assertable and apparently contradictory proposition, antithesis, the mutual contradiction being reconciled on a higher level of truth by a third proposition, synthesis. Now, to go ahead and break this down into layman's terms, pretty much what this is the elite creating a problem through an event. So let's just say 9/11. They create a problem. They offer the solution, and then they execute the solution, whatever it is that is going to be. That's what they do. That's what they've always done. That's what they've done with World War I, World War II. We never had World War III yet, or about to. 9/11 and all these events that take place all around America. These are pre-planned events that's done by our governments. Okay? That's what that is. Now, this show called Cracka, how convenient it is that it comes out during the time when our country is in the middle of a race war. Although this would be something very positive for our people to see, but it's not positive because it is presented wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. They reverse the roles versus the power. Now, as we all know, the prophecy is coming that these Edomites and all the other nations, but specifically we're talking about the Edomites right now, they are going into captivity according to the scriptures. Yes, they will be in slavery. 100% guaranteed. But why? And here's the problem that I have with this show. In reality, according to the scriptures, they are going to serve this because of a crime that they committed against the children of Israel. The crime, the torture, the atrocity. They are going into this captivity and they are going to be destroyed and wiped off of the earth justly. This is a just punishment that is going to happen to them. But this show is presenting this in a different light. We're reversing the roles versus the power. They are taking the black men and black women and putting them into white positions. So to say that properly, they're taking the children of Israel, the children of the Most High God, and switching our roles with the synagogue and the children of Satan. That's my problem. That's a very, very big problem. That right there is one of the single-handed reasons. No, that is the single-handed reason why I oppose this here. Because it's saying that we are them and they are us. Problem. Absolute problem. And if you go and you look at the preview, you will see that the Edomites are in the heroic position. I don't like that. That's not what this is about. What they're doing now is playing the sympathy card. Why? Because now all of these prophecies are coming into the light. They are starting to happen. The cup of wrath is slowly being poured out, and they are noticing this. But they've always known. And when I say they, I'm not speaking of the elite. The elite have always known. But these other Edomites out there that have absolutely no clue about the Bible or what's in it, only the stories of what they heard from their fathers and grandfathers and so on and so on. But they actually see these prophecies coming in, and they see that the roles are actually starting to be reversed. So what's the problem? The problem here is that these Edomites, it's their problem. So what are they going to do now? Now they are going to offer a solution. What is that solution? It's called racism. It's called prejudice. This series, or whatever it is, if it's a series or a movie, I don't know, but whatever it is, this is being used as propaganda to fire up all these white boys and their militias so that they can pull out their armory and start to attack us. We are at war. And you need to understand that. This is a war that is happening in this country right now. And so now they're going to take the sympathetic side of this here, show this propaganda film to these white boys and these white girls, and now they are going to start trying to attack us. And they're doing it now. How convenient that they're doing it now. I'm telling you, that enemy is the damn devil. The devil that the Bible speaks of. This is not a good show. I don't care what you say. As many of you want to sit there and watch that show, guess what? That is fantasy. Because when the show goes off, you have to return back to your reality and you are still a slave in this country. Do you understand that? When we keep the commandments of the Most High God and get his attention, he will send Christ and the angels back to realistically put us back into the power that we belong, that was given to us in the first place. So this show coming out doesn't mean anything whatsoever. It's harmful to our people because it's going to go ahead and get them all stirred up and all riled up. If you haven't noticed, our brothers are hanging from trees again. Just within the last week. They are already full-fledged and full-throttled going in to cause you harm with all of their militias, all of their armories, all of their weapons. And I'm going to tell you right now, black man, black woman, we are not equipped like they are. Their forefather is Esau. The promise that was given to them was weaponry, their art of war. We cannot bang with them when it comes that way. We need the Most High, Christ, and the angels. And I'm going to be very honest. Our people are not in a position to be calling and screaming out to the Most High God because we are not keeping His commandments the way that we are supposed to be. That's the problem. And here we are having our sons and our daughters out there, and they're going right back to what they remember. They're going right back to their clan days. Our brothers, just from this past week, were swinging from trees. Strange fruit all over again. And these Edomites they're employing their old tactics. Now, I want y'all to understand something. For those of you who may have just come into this truth, or you don't know anything about this truth, this may be the very first time that you're hearing me speak. But we have an enemy in this country, and I want you to understand that. The Most High God said we have enemies, the children of Israel, those of us who are descendants of the slave trade, sub-Saharan and transatlantic. So, of course, we always have to go to the scriptures. I'm going to go here to the curses. I'm going to go to the curses, and I'm going to jump through some of them. And this is going to make a lot more sense when I do. The first one I want to go to verse 16. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 16. Excuse me. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. So the Most High right here is saying that these Israelites, the ones that came off of them slave ships and their descendants, you are going to be cursed in the city, which we are now, and you're also going to be cursed in the field. What field? The slave fields, the cotton fields, the sugarcane fields, soybean, whatever that agriculture was. We're going to be out in those fields, and we are going to be whipped, beaten all the way down from the youngest walkable child to the eldest man and woman. All right? Now, go to verse 25. Like I said, I'm going to be jumping around. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Now, I want you to hear that word, enemies. That is what the Most High God called those that have us in this captivity still to this day. He said enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and thou shalt be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. And as we go down, you'll find out how we were set into every kingdom of the earth. All right, now let's go. Verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. So what is it saying right here, Israel? This is saying that we are going to have wives. We're going to be married. And another man is going to lay with our wives. Those were the slave masters, their sons, their relatives, their friends, when they were raping our women in slavery. Either they will go into the slave quarters and rape them, or they will bring them back into their house and rape them. But that is what was happening. If you haven't picked up on this yet, this is talking about colonial slavery. All right, go now to verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. So what is it saying? What was this a prophecy of? This was a prophecy of our children being sold to other slave masters on different plantations. So if you came into Virginia and you were sold to Master Johnson in South Carolina, your family is now broken up. That child that was taken away from you, you're not going to see that child ever again. Never. This is the curse. Slavery is a curse that was put on us. Okay. Let's go now to verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. What does that mean? We're going to be out there in those slave fields. We are going to pick the agriculture, plant it, reap it, sow it, but we're not going to eat of it. It's going right to the slave master for him to make a profit off of. On our backs. On the backs, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the emotions, the mental anguish, the stress on the backs of our ancestors and their descendants, which is what we go through here today. All right, go down to verse 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shall thou serve other gods, wood and stone. I want you to pay very close attention to that. Wood and stone. So the Most High said, I am going to send you into nations where you don't understand these people, and I'm going to set over you a king, meaning either a president or a czar or whatever it may be, someone that's not supposed to be over us in the first place. I'm going to put them over you, and you are going to serve them. That's one of the curses, Israel. One of the curses. Now, do you see how it mentioned you are going to serve other gods that you did not know? Why did it say that? Because we always, our ancestors, always served the Most High God. We knew who our God was. We knew who he was. But of course, like all the way back in Egypt, we kept breaking the commandments. And so now what? The Most High said, okay, I'm going to put these kings over you. You are going to serve wood and stone. Do you know what that is? The wood being Christianity, because Christ was hung from a tree. That's the wood. The stone being Islam, the cobblestone. That's what that's about. All right? Now, I want you to go to verse 41. Verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. And it's telling you again, and whenever you hear the Most High repeat something over and over, this is his exclamation point, saying, warning, wake up, listen, take heed to what I'm saying. Go down to verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Now, we went over that before. The eagle represents America and all the other Edomite nations. This is their symbol. It is the eagle. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. All right. Now, we all know that when we came over here and into all the areas, we spoke Hebrew. Our ancestors spoke Hebrew. But of course, the Most High said that y'all are going to be removed from your heritage, and now you have to speak what they speak. All right, so now verse 50. We just went over this one here a couple of days ago. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. All right, go down to verse 64. And again, this is another one of those pay attention ones. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even to the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. It's telling you again. Here it is, gods. Listen up. Warning. So let's talk about that there for a second. All of the majority of our people, first of all, before I say that, let me say this. The two major religions on this planet is Christianity and Islam. And our people are engulfed in the both of those. You see, you cannot get around this Bible. You cannot get past that prophecy. This Bible was written thousands upon thousands of years ago. And every year they have tried to prove it wrong, and they can't. They cannot prove this Bible wrong. They tried. It's not going to happen. Now, excuse me. I want you to go down to verse 68. Verse 68. Because this is going to tie everything in. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Now, Egypt is synonymous with slavery. The house of bondage is what it's called. So when it's saying that you're going to be brought back into Egypt, it's saying you are going to be brought back into slavery on ships. What ships? The slave ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, he's saying by the way that I'm telling you is going to happen, thou shalt see it no more again. What won't we see again? The land of Israel, Jerusalem. We're not going to see it again because we've been removed from our heritage. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen, meaning a slave man, and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. So do you understand that, Israel? I wanted to bring that out there so that you can have 100% certainty. Number one, these scriptures are real, they are prophetic, and they have been proven. So if that happened to us, the prophecy of all of this being reversed, where the Edomites and the other nations are going to be serving captivity, that is going to happen too. And they know this is going to happen, and they see this starting to happen, and now they're scared. Now their antennas are, they're up now. And so now they have a problem. So what do? They want to go ahead and execute that Hegelian dialectic. So what's their thing here? All right, here it is. We have this slavery coming up on us, and quite frankly, damn it, we are not going to take this lying down. And that's how they feel about it. Trust when I say they are not going out without a fight. They are not going out without making sure that many of us die off first. So, why they put this series out now called Cracka? It is used to fire up those white boys, like I already said, to get them out there to start killing us all over again. This is the very same tactics that they employed during the Nazi regime to get the soldiers all wound up to go and start killing Nazis. There's nothing new under the sun, Israel, just like King Solomon said, our ancestors said. And he was right. There's nothing new under the sun. And I want you to understand why we read this here, because I wanted to bring out the fact that the Most High God said that these are our enemies. And if they're showing propaganda film, what do you think is the outcome of that? War. So if these are our enemies, who are they going to be attacking? Us. This is why they put this out. And Israel, I'm telling you right now, for those of you that don't believe me when I say these are our enemies, I want you to watch this right here.
See anybody burning an American flag, black or otherwise, I'll hate crime your ass so hard that you'll be calling yourself Kunta Kinte. So let's grow the fuck up a little bit. Burning a flag is going to do nothing but get you, your ass, stomped even blacker or dead. Because the funny thing is, you American hating assholes, go to any other country and see how you're treated as an African American. We gave you freedom, you dumb, unthankful pieces of shit. So you can thank us, the Republicans, for letting you act like assholes like you are right now. Because I guarantee if we were able to have slavery again, I'd make y'all slaves just so you wouldn't act and destroy our cities anymore. You make us regret abolishing slavery. So that's pretty fucking cool. Good job, guys. And before
Did I make my point? Did I make my point clear? That is how they feel. And I wanted to show that one right there because that is even how their women feel. Now, what about their children? I want you to take a good look at this picture right here. Do you see what this is? One of our brothers hanging from this tree. Look at this little girl. Look at her face. Look at the enjoyment in her face. She's loving this. Every bit of it. This is that very same spirit that is in every last one of them. This is nothing new. This is how they feel about us. I don't care how much they smile in our face, how much they say they love us. That's their true motives right there. That's what it is. So when I tell you about this film that's coming out with their war propaganda material, I want you to understand that this is something that you need to see. You need to see the wizard behind the curtain. This is not a time to play. Israel, we are at war. We're at war. And we are in a fight. And all we have is him. That's why it is so important that we keep these commandments. Because, believe it or not, they're going to try to start torturing us. But we need him. There's no one else that's going to save us but him. We need the Most High. We need Christ. We need the angels. We need their army. Because they for damn sure have theirs. And if you're not familiar with this here, I want to show you something. Now, I want to go ahead and give the credit to one of the sisters here in Israel. She actually sent this here to me. I was not familiar that they were going around and promoting the Baphomet. And they're showcasing this all over the United States. I'm not sure if it's left the States yet, but they're showing you their Luciferian allegiance. Because they are the children of Satan. According to Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. They know who they are, just like they know who we are. And they are out there executing their agenda right now and rallying up all their troops to fight against you. So, with that being said, with that show coming out, I am going to strongly recommend that you don't watch that show. Because the audacity of them to say that the children of Israel, us, that we're them, that's a problem. I don't like that at all, and that is why I will not promote that show. What's going to happen is going to happen. They are going into slavery. They will be in chains. They will be put in that lake of fire with their father, the damn devil. It's going to happen. But we're not going to fall for their stupid propaganda. And not only that, but have our black dollars funding it so that we can provide the profit for the very weapons that they are going to use against us to kill us. All right? We're smarter than that, Israel. Much smarter. All right. So I told you I did not want to take up too much of your time, so I'm going to keep my promise. But Israel, remember, look behind the curtain. Look for the wizard. Because we need each other. But most importantly, we need the Most High God. All right? And with that being said, Israel, I love you. I'm out.